Welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our WNCT Now digital news update as we continue to track the coronavirus. My name is Kelsey O'Donnell, live here in our digital studio. And before we get to the details of the virus, we have some news just in this afternoon in Pitt County. Greenville police are investigating the death of a toddler as a homicide. Officers were dispatched to Vidant Medical Center back on April 23rd when they received a report from the Pitt County Department of Social Services regarding a case of potential child abuse. The victim, 18-month-old Isaiah Gillis, was hospitalized with a serious head injury. The boy unfortunately did not survive the injury, and Pitt County medical examiners did rule his death as a homicide. Now, this is an ongoing investigation, and 9 Area Side will continue to update you as we learn more on this information. We will update you on air and online throughout the day as the updates continue to come. Now, just in this morning, the town of Winterville announced they are giving businesses and homeowners a break on their utility bills because of the coronavirus. The town council unanimously approved a temporary electric rate reduction of 10%. All Winterville electric customers will see this change for the April and May 2020 usage periods. Therefore, customers should see the reduction in their May and June bills. For additional information, you can visit our website at WNCT.com or visit wintervillenc.com. Also in the North Carolina DMV is expanding the type of payments they are able to receive and able to help curb the spread of the coronavirus. All license plate agencies now accept Apple Pay, Android Pay, Samsung, and other contactless cards for Visa and MasterCard transactions. The same payment options will soon be available at driver license offices in the near future. All DMV license plate agencies and driver license offices will continue to accept cash, money orders, and personal checks, as well as Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover credit and debit cards as forms of payment. The new options will aid in contactless payment forms. Now, straight ahead, we've got the details from North Carolina's media briefing that wrapped up within the past hour and an update on state prisons. All of this and more just after the break.
WNCT.com, your one stop for local news and weather from across the East, with special features like online originals and our live stream WNCT Now. Visit WNCT.com for details not in the newscast.
And just within the past hour, North Carolina officials held a media briefing addressing the current state of COVID-19 across North Carolina. The governor task force says there is light at the end of the tunnel, so take a listen.
More graphs. Thank you for those who are tuning in to see these updates on where we are with our metrics. They will look familiar to you. They're the same graphs that we went through last week, now with one more week of data. So as we move to the first graph, you'll see that we continue to see that North Carolina is doing well. We have flattened the curve. We didn't get here by accident. It's the governor's aggressive action and your fortitude to stay home and save lives that really has put us on this right trajectory. What we're seeing is fewer people are getting sick at the same time. And you can see the blue line of North Carolina has our trajectory doing better than a lot of the rest of the country. And we need to keep that up. As we look to the trends that we've been following, again, we've been talking about testing, tracing, and trends as the things we need to look at in combination as we think about easing restrictions as we go forward. And as I've told you before, that we need to look at a combination of those metrics. So I'm going to go through those 4 main trends, and then we'll look at some of those capabilities. The 4 main trends are based on the White House guidance that told us about moving through a phased and slow reopening. Those 4 trends are: first, COVID-like syndromic cases over 14 days. Second, lab-confirmed cases over 14 days. Third, positive tests as a percentage of total tests over 14 days. And then hospitalizations over 14 days. Again, no one metric will determine our path forward.
All right, and that's the information we like to see. If you are just now tuning in, my name is Kelsey O'Donnell, live here in our digital studio as we continue to update you on the coronavirus in our WNCT Now news update. But as of right now, here in the East, Pitt County health officials are reporting at least 120 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 2 deaths. The latest report from health officials say 80 people have recovered, and that's what we like to hear, the recoveries. So Pitt County health officials are keeping a close eye on COVID-19 in the area. Health Director John Silvernail says today makes 3 incubation cycles. Now, what does that mean? It means it has been 6 weeks since the first confirmed COVID-19 case in Pitt County. On the upside, Dr. Silvernail also says the number of new cases every day are beginning to slow down.
As a percentage of testing completed, that represents now 10.1%. So our proportion of testing that is positive continues to decline on a daily basis, and now we are at about 1 in 10 people being tested positive in our population.
All right, and 9 on your sides, Ariana Kraft is covering today's news conference, and we'll have the latest coming up tonight on your news at 5. Now, meanwhile, the state's Department of Public Safety confirms nearly 600 inmates have tested positive for COVID-19. This is the largest number of cases here in the East, while 453 inmates have tested positive at Neuse Correctional Institution in Goldsboro, and 10 have tested positive at Bertie Correctional in Windsor. Infected employees are currently in isolation, and to stop the spread, the department is using powerful fans to spray disinfectants around the facilities and supplying masks for all offenders and employees. Now, coming up just after the break, details on the CDC's newly recommended guidelines to help keep your pets safe from the coronavirus. Stay with us.
This is a critical time for the country and our community, and frontline workers are still going to work and performing those jobs we depend on every day. Well, we want to make it easier for you to say thank you. Send us your messages by video, or type something up, or share a picture with us. We'll make sure the people who need those messages the most get to see them. Take care.
And the CDC is now recommending new guidelines to help pets avoid COVID-19. CBS New York correspondent Tom Hansen has more.
Sit. Good boy.
If your 4-legged friend is just like one of the family, health officials are now advising you treat them that way.
If anything happens to them, I will be devastated.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is recommending people follow the same social distancing guidelines with their pets as they do with other humans. They advise don't let pets interact with other people or animals outside the home. Keep cats indoors. Walk dogs on a leash and stay at least 6 feet from other people. And avoid dog parks or public places.
I am worried, but we're taking every precautions. We want him to stay healthy.
Many dog runs like this one in New York City are temporarily closed, which prevents some of the close interactions dogs and their owners might typically have with each other. So far, only a handful of domestic pets, like Winston, have tested positive for COVID-19. The North Carolina pug was part of a Duke University study after family members in the house came down with the virus.
His symptoms were really very mild. It was almost seemed like he was very gaggy, and there was one day he didn't really want to eat his breakfast.
Dr. Christine Klippen is an emergency veterinarian at Friendship Hospital for Animals in Washington, D.C. She says if someone in your household is positive for COVID-19, there are precautions you can take to protect your pet.
Limiting contact with them, refraining from kissing them or allowing them to lick you or lick your face, as well as avoiding sharing food. And then, of course, hand hygiene is the most important thing.
Dr. Klippen says if you're ill, ask a healthy family member in the house to care for your pet. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
All right, thank you, Tom. Some really great information. I know I'm a dog mom, so all of that really hits home for me. But that's all the news we have time for right now. Tune in later on at 5 and 6 for the latest updates on our newscast. And as always, on air and online, WNCT.com. Thank you so much for watching.